Yeah. Oh. Oh. Fucking freezing. Anyway, good afternoon. I've not been too well. That's why I've not been on. Hey, mate. Like I said this morning, I couldn't get out of bed. I was supposed to go back to my mum's today. I'm staying here. Yeah. Nah, I can't fault her, bro. She's been like a proper nurse to me, you know. She's been very good to me, you know. Okay. Well, bro, I couldn't even get out of bed this morning. I wasn't even going to bother doing a live, I'm not joking. I was in bits. Oh. Shout out to Lee Marvin Hitchman for rolling up yesterday. Bro, you left something yesterday. You left your Ray-Ban glasses. You know, they're about fucking £300, these glasses. I was like, bro, listen, you left your glasses here, just so you know, because I like wearing glasses too. You know, I fucking don't need them, but it's like, you know, I like me glasses too, right? You know, except for I don't wear glasses in them. The doctors told me that, you know, I needed a night check. You know, there's nothing wrong with my eyes. You know, but like I said, man, Lisa, she's been like a nurse to me for the last fucking 2 days, man. You know, so I missed that, do you understand? And it's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm coming home on Wednesday. I'm gonna stay till Monday, and then I'm gonna go and have a chat with my family, and I'm moving back home. You know, I miss my family, you know, so yeah, I belong here. You know, I get to see my son every day, and I get to see the family every day. So, hey, Scott, I spy at my little eye, I've got the fucking flu. You know, because you're my mate, is there anything you can do? You know, I'm not the fiddler, I'm the riddler. Do you understand? My vocabulary will fucking drown you. You know, I couldn't spell that word when I was 10 vocabulary. You know. But since then, I've been very vocal. You know, I looked at my YouTube channel there before, and I've managed to make 6,000 videos. Like that's an achievement in itself, you know, for me, because I'm only a small channel, you know. And in 2.5 years, I've hit over 2.5 million people. You know, that's networking. You can call it what you want, but you know, right. But anyway, Lee Marvin Hitchman, thanks for coming yesterday. Hey, mate. Like I said, it's always good to see Lee, and he's always welcome here, whether I'm here or whether I'm at my mother's. You know, he's always welcome. I love Lee. He looks like fucking Dracula, mate. I thought he was gonna fucking bite me yesterday. You know, but his glasses, I was like, bro, listen to me. I better not put them in my pocket. So I wrapped them up in toilet roll 3 or 4 times. I give the screen a good wipe. Hey, Pac-Man. Yeah, and I give it a good wipe, so I'm sure he'll roll up tomorrow sometime. But honestly, I've had flus in my life, obviously, just like yous. I've had flus just like yous. But Yeah, he gave out to me yesterday for not wearing me bottom set of teeth. You know, he's a proper mate, like, you know what I mean? He's a very humble, noble man. You know, and I was like, bro, I'd have been scared of you, you know, in jail. I would have, I'm not joking you, like, if I seen Lee walking down the landing with two other people, I'm closing my door, mate. Because it's going to be a bad day for you. It's going to be long, done. Fucking long. But, yeah, I wasn't even going to do a live, guys. I'm not joking you. I've been on the sofa all day, fucking, you know, this is me first smoke today as well. You know, like, I woke up this morning and I do pick up my antipsychotics in the chemist, yeah? But my chick had to go for me this morning because I couldn't move. I woke up, I was soaking wet, my t-shirt was fucking drowned. You know them, depending on what t-shirt you wear, them fucking, it's like I end up getting fucking colds and shit. My body temperature fucking heats up to ridiculous temperatures, you know, and then I keep getting the goosebumps, you know. So the old immune system isn't working as it used to. But it is what it is, 2 AM there. My mate won 13. Oh, I'm fucking delighted, bro. You know, I'll be honest with you, Scott. I've never been in a casino. You know, like I've never actually gone into a casino. I know a few people that have gone into casinos. And I said, here, can you do me a favour? Can you bring me a chip back? Do you know what he said to me? Don't worry about it, Jude. I'll get you a pizza with it when I come home. I'm like, here, I want a little bit of Las Vegas. Do you understand? What happens in Las Vegas stays there. So, like I said, he's still stayed in that hotel right there. Hotel Casino, Las Vegas. That's better than a chip, isn't it? You understand? It's a memento. Yeah, it's just like, you know, yeah, and don't fuck it to Texas, right? Yeah, I'm a big fan of Donald Trump. You know, if I had a shooting him, well, I used to dislike the man, but now I see, like, you know, I admire him. I admire his courage. You know, he's giving Rocket Man the middle finger. But, like I said, if there's going to be a war, I guarantee you Donald Trump will be fucking president, mate. You know, it's going to be very interesting to see who was on the White House lawn. You know, against McGregor. A pub, not a casino, but from $50. Wow, that's nice, that, isn't it, bro? You know what I mean? You and your mates are out up to no good. One of you puts 50 quid in the machine, ends up winning £1,300. You're all saying, we're going on a session. Let's get the fuck out of here. You know. It's one of them. It's like, yeah, bring me something back. I always say to people, yeah, bring me something back from a different country. Just don't bring back a fucking... Have any of you seen The Mummy? I said to me brother, bro, listen, I seen what happened to Tom Cruise, bro. You don't want to be going there, you know, and disturbing unburied, fucking sacred ground. You know, like in the middle of the desert. You want to see the videos he showed me? You lost 200, oh, wasn't my night. Ah, fuck's sake. Well, Scott, we used to have this thing regardless what it was. If one was made money, we all made money. I'd split that money. That's what I do. And you know what else I'd do? Yeah, I'd give you your fucking 200 back, bro. You know, we beat the house tonight, even though it's only £1,300. You lost 200 here. There's that 200 back. Now, we're going to split this 4 ways. Simple. You know, you win together and you lose together. If you go together and money is win, you all win. You have to make that very clear from the start. You know, I'm a team player. You know, so if I win money, automatically I'm going to say, right, we'll I'll give you that, you that, you that, and me that. You know, if you go to a place like and you lose 200 quid, and one of your mates wins 1300, if he's a good mate, he'll say, here, take that, don't say nothing to anyone. You know, that's what you do, you know. But like I said, honestly, I wasn't going to do a live. I was like, you know what, honestly, I've zero fucking energy, mate. It's like I slept on the sofa last night and I woke up fucking Baltic, mate. Right? So I said, fuck this, man. I'm going up to the bed, man. Get in beside me son and me chick, and I was fucking shivering. I was, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this live. I can't be asked. But yesterday, Lee come up and I was supposed to do something with him right now. He's bringing out another book, and his partner is writing a book. You know, are you on that devil dandruff? Hey, you big Australian patriot, you know. Are you a gargler, Scott? Do you like the ale? He's all right, bro. You know, he's been on nearly, right, in our community, okay? Now, I'm talking about the entire community, right? Now, I've always wanted to bring people on my channel and have a chat with them. You know, because people watch me shit, right? So, he said, bro, I'll be up and we'll do it today. I said, bro, don't fucking say you're coming up and then you fucking don't. You know, because you told me 3 times you're coming up and I waited for you and I don't wait for anybody. You know, you're 15 minutes late, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You know, I'm not waiting for anybody for over 15 minutes. Do you understand? You're late. Like, if we have a meeting scheduled for 10 to 8 in the morning, you should be in that office at 7:30. You know what I mean? But YouTube, man, it fucking takes a lot out of you. You know, so I'm going to try have a I haven't got a choice and go and be relaxed for the weekend. He's alright, bro. Like he was telling me a few stories, like, and it's like, I'm like, fuck's sake, bro. You know, it's like, I was like, weren't you scared when you were in jail? He's like, nah, I was born there. Why should I be scared? You know, it's like, but he's a stand-up guy. You know, he's one of the chaps in this city. Do you understand? And he's a very well-respected man. You know, everybody has time for Marvin. Hey, I'm going to give you 15 days to pick up your glasses. If you don't pick your glasses up after 15 days, they're going to have to go to the commission. And I'm head of the commission. And I like the glasses. So I'm giving you 15 days, Lee, to pick up your glasses. He'll come tomorrow. Nah, hey, bro, I'll give you a million to come get it. And if I'm not here, to be still here. You know. But, like I said, man, we've had similar past, you know, like we've both been shot, and it's like we were showing each other our bullet holes yesterday. You know, he's like, yeah, check this out, look at that. That was a Glock, and I'm like, yeah, check this one out. Yeah. You know, but we've a lot in common because he's humble, he's noble, he's very righteous, you know, and it's rare he's wrong. Nah, yesterday when I was in the kitchen, I noticed there's glasses, and I'm not joking you, they're bad glasses there, you know. So I had to kind of, what's the word? I didn't bubble wrap them, but I tried to bubble wrap them in toilet roll 3 times, so there's no scratches on them, you know, because if there's a scratch on your glasses, I won't wear them. Where's my glasses gone? Hang on, where'd he gone? 1 second, yeah, there they are, right? So it's like, now his glasses are like that, except for they're not Luke. They're Ray-Ban ones, but they're really nice, you know. Big, thick glasses. Now, if I had been anybody else, I wouldn't have told them. But Lee's a pal, you know what I mean? I'd have told them. You know, but it was nice of him to come up yesterday and spend a bit of time with me, you know. Like I said, he's been on every podcast in their community. Anybody that's recognised, like James English and Sean Atwood and Lad Bible. Do you understand? 3 channels like that, mate, that have millions of subs between them. You know, sharing his story and plugging his book and the way I say it is, bro, you know, really enjoyed that yesterday. You know, because like I said, me and Lee, we have very similar backgrounds and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And I can see it in him. I can tell if you can have a go just by looking in your eyes and looking at your hands and how you stand. You know, but him and Pablo are very similar. You know, they're like mentors to me in a way. You know, when I'm going through hard times, Lee turns up, he shows up. You know, action speaks louder than words. You know, he sat down with me and he looked at me and he goes, "Bro, you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good." He said, "Bro, are you okay?" I was like, you know, I'm working on it. But like I said, when you have people like Pablo and Lee in the community that give people great advice, like Pablo probably saved my life. You know, I tried to end my life, bro, and Pablo got through to me. You know, and believe me, before Pablo, I had 9 psychiatrists in 13 years. So, my bad. From 5 to 13, 9 years of therapy to try get screaming babies out of me head. You know, like that day of that fire, man, I heard my brothers and sisters screaming and nobody could get to them. You know what I mean? And all my life, they used to come to me on fire and shit and tell me how much of a bad brother I was. And so I made a deal with God. If you give me another brother, 2 sisters, 2 brothers, I will be their keeper. You know, you ask Al, somebody did something to my brother and he ended up getting dealt with. You know, you're not a tough guy now, are you? Look, your girlfriend's screaming, your man's on the phone to the feds. Yeah, here. Now he can see me face, yeah? You're a dead man. We'll see about that. Hey, if you don't get a fucking tourniquet on that, you're going to be dead very soon. In fact, I'll give you 2 minutes and 40 seconds. You know, and then I got away from Dodge City, and it was the best thing I ever fucking did, man. You know, because I would have been still a bigot, racist knobhead. You know, I had certain views. You know, and it's like I got to see a bit of fucking, I wouldn't call it carnage, but between football firms and that go away every weekend to watch United or go to Old Trafford and all, they all have a mob. You know, I was part of that many fucking years ago and I enjoyed it. You know, but you can't, I had to make a decision, you know what I mean? My family or football, you know, and I chose football, you know. And come home one day and all my shit's gone out of the house, you know. And I did that. But it's been like a double-edged sword for me, you know. Like, I've been to rehab. I've been to the best rehab in this country, being the Priory, probably are one of them, for 4 weeks, £600 a day. It did nothing. They sent me to Park House for 4 weeks, £600 a day. Did nothing. Sent me to Meadowbrook unit for 4 weeks, £600 a day. So add up 92, 600. Add it up, go on. You any good with maths? Anyway, it's good to see us. Shout out the big man all the way in Australia, man. He always comes in and supports my channel, man. That's why I have a lot of time for Scott. And guys, if you're not sub to Straight Jacket there, give him a sub, man. You know, he's on the other side of the world supporting me. Do you understand? That's what networking is. You know, you get a group of good lads, and you know, I won't tolerate insubordination, or I won't tolerate treachery. You know, I'm not on here for that shit. I'm on here to grow. Do you understand? And I know how. Like I said, I've had therapy for 9 years, and then when I come to the UK, I had another 5. So altogether, it's like 14 years of psychiatric evaluations. You know, and then I got freed from them about 11, 12 years ago. You know, and I got sectioned. But what here? I have people that rely on me like me kids and me grandkids. This is me missus's coat, look. We got a black heart down. We got a black heart down. Ready? Now we're ready. Give me a 5 minutes, right? But like I said, I'm gonna do this live. I'll do my hour, and I'll be back tomorrow sometime maybe. Like I said, I wasn't even going to do a live. I'm not joking. On a 1 to 10 flu, I'd say it's about 7.5.
Do you feel what I'm talking about? I want to be in that moment. I need to feel that. Some call me crazy when I say this music is divine. Some even call it a higher power. I say call it what you want. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I believe is true. When you feel lost, let the music guide you. It is that powerful. When the DJ spins that sound, it vibrates the room. And when everything is right.
Do you want to see Lee Marvin Hitchman's glasses, bro? One sec.
Goosebumps on your arms. They don't lie. Heaven is a dance floor. Look around you. Everybody's beautiful. That is what this music does to you. I tell you now, this is not some dream. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are feeling is very real.
Life is guilty.
Let's be in this moment.
Fire. So yeah, yesterday, like I said, listen. So Lee's a friend of mine, right? We become good friends, you know. And I remember at his book launch, a couple of people should have been there that weren't there. You know, I was there. You know, he's me mate. Sean Atwood was there. He's Lee's mate. You know, a couple of publishers was there. But I didn't want to be rude, you know, unless someone introduces to somebody and do you understand? So I got introduced to a few people and shout out to the cunts that didn't go that night. You know, I only know Lee a few years, you know. It's like, but I wasn't missing that. I was walking through Piccadilly Gardens having a panic attack. Some Arab says to me, what? And I'm just looking and I'm saying, Jill, just keep walking, because I could see myself just head kicking him and walking. Of course you can, Ashleen. Jesus Christ, on my head. Oh. Now listen. Oh. So, I'm going to take a leaf out of Hitler's book. The final solution was designed to speed up. Yeah, to speed up the killing is used. It's called the final solution. So I have something similar. I've got a final solution, and I think it's education is the way forward, and meeting people. You know, I've met a few people off this community, you understand, and I've looked them in the fucking eye and shook their hand, and it's like, I'm like, yeah, all right, come on, we go for tea here. If you're not sub the fucking tech media, Aaron, can you do it? You know, he's a good lad. We're going fishing. The last time we went fishing, we didn't catch a fucking thing. But I went there to take part and to compete. I'm very competitive and I'm very strategic. You know, but at the minute, I'm very fucking ill. And in all fairness, I don't know what to do without me nurse last night. You know, I'm coming home, man. Fuck that. You know, I've already been sectioned. I 28 days. I nutted myself off of me mother's. You know, where all my triggers are. You know, a railway line where I had a dance with the devil and pissed on him. I fucking pissed on him. But he pissed on me with oil. I got waterboarded. I didn't anticipate that. And if I had a moving, I was getting burnt. And then like a voice in my head said, bro, if this train gets over you, you know, you need to fucking do something. So I did. I got fucking sectioned. For 4 weeks. You know, I wasn't allowed out without a chaperone. I couldn't have a piss because it's on suicide watch. They had to keep the door open all the time. My man sticking his head in the door. I'm like, bro, I'm having a fucking piss. What do you think I'm about to do? Hang myself with me dick? Like, get the fuck out, bro. That's invasion of privacy, and I'll fuck you out the window. And I'll get into trouble. You know, all I want to do is have a piss. It's like, but Lee's book is fucking brilliant, you know. And he's a lot of time for me. Like my brother said to me yesterday, my brother rang while I'm fucking supposed to be doing a live. And my brother Mark's like, you know, bro, you need people like that in your corner. You know, Lee's a good lad and he doesn't give a fuck. And I seen Lee the first time at 3D Fight Club. When Liam Ditchy, you scouts fucking midget. You side-bombed living in London. You know, I mean, you violated that man that day. You know, tough guys don't do that. You know, that's bringing the sport into disrepute. You know, Scousers are tough. The tougher the better. Listen, I don't care who you are. Show me. You know, well, no one's interested in who you are. And what? You've got one of the biggest families in Ireland. And what? You know, you can fight and what? You know, you've lost an eye. Well, that's your fault. Oh, Jesus Christ, but I'm not going to lie. I don't know what to do without Lisa the last fucking 48 hours. You know, me body hurts, man, like a motherfucker, but I'm a stupid cunt. I'm one of these men that has to wait till he fucking collapses to go to fucking hospital. You know, but I'm recovering. You know, and it's fucking working. It's good. You know, I've had more cuddles the last 48 hours than I have in the last 2 years. And I love it. So for them reasons, I'm coming back. I'm coming home. I know. Bro, why'd you keep making different ideas? Oh. Yeah, with no ammunition. Like that. Like that. Like breakfast Gucci. You big hoochie. Still. Like that. Yeah, I know. Man flu is bad. You know, but I have a nurse. And guess what else I have? Another half an hour and then I'm fucking off. Thanks for coming in, you bunch of bowsies. Like that. Come here. I'm not wearing your glasses, Lee, I promise. That was my father's training top. And he died in that jersey. A fucking blue. Fuck you and Pep Guardiola too. I miss you so much, but you were right about one thing. Music is me mate. Oh, mate. Not had a bit of that in ages, look.
What would life be like if we couldn't dream?
Anyway, thanks for coming in. There's not many people in here. I won't be staying much longer. I always do an hour in the day and in the evening, but at the minute, I'm not game. I'm not match fit. Colors how to be brave. How do I know? Goes away somehow. Fuck off. Waiting for you, darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years, and I love you for 1,000 more. Born in prison, I will be brave. I will not let anything wait. Standing in front of me, every breath.
I don't wanna say I'm sorry, 'cause I know there's nothing wrong. Don't be afraid,
There's no need to worry.
'cause my feelings for you are still strong.
Don't ever let me go. Fuck. Anyway, I hope you all enjoys our weekend with your families. You know, there's no point in just existing. You need to live your life. And if you're a survivor of suicide, every day is extra. And that's the truth, man. Every day is extra for me. I don't think of tomorrow, next week. I think about today. And maybe tomorrow. I don't think past that. Just live your life. Don't let your life live you. Don't believe in the people that don't cut you.
Between the lips, we begin.
You know, they've been bollocks without me missus the last couple of days. You know, she's proper looked after me, you know. Yeah, I'm coming home, I think. YouTube isn't a priority for me at the minute. Yeah. I was supposed to do a live earlier on because I done something with Lee yesterday. And I love when he comes. You know, he's one of the most humble guys I've met in our community. And anyway, and I've met a few. You know, I've met a couple of Bowsies as well. You know, because I wanted to look in their eye and say, hey, I'm in front of you, right? And I have PD credit. He's not right in the head. He turned up on his own. You know, I seen a video on YouTube saying, STRAIGHTOUTTABALLYER have just landed in Manchester. Where are you? I rang his Instagram and said, here, I'll give you my address where I am. Come see me. And he come, you know, and he was fucking dressed dapper as fuck, mate. Honestly, a three-piece suit. I was like, what the fuck? Where are you going? America. I was like, what? He said, yeah, I've had enough, bro. I'm going to America. I have all my clothes there. You know. How are you, John? Well, like the way I say is, bro, none of us are solid. Do you understand? And once you start thinking that you're solid, little stress fractures will emerge over time. You know, like you're supposed to evolve with time. And some of us don't use the time that God gives us to do positive shit. You know, it's like half of my life I was a different person. And I made a deal with God that if he got me out of this prison, I'd become a different man. I wouldn't sell class A drugs again. I'd leave the city. I'd push education on my son. And hopefully one day he's hungry enough to want to go to uni. And I give him that hunger and that fire. And he ended up going to uni, killing it. You know. Well, bro, listen to me. There's loads of people like that I know on YouTube, okay? And I know them through a channel called The Cesspit, right? Now, when I first come on YouTube 7 years ago, there was a few Irishmen on here that had good platforms. Irishmen that I supported. I didn't just come in and channels. I paid a £5 membership every month, didn't I, Jerry? You know, and I felt a little bit betrayed in all fairness. It's like, because I think it's a cunt's trick. But I wanted to learn about YouTube, so that's on me. So his channel was a £5 a month, right? Then Holden Official. Now, Ronan never charged me money. Do you understand? And it's like, I'm the same. I don't charge people money because I'm not a greedy bastard. You know. It's like, the way I say it is, it's like, it's up to us to set the standards for our kids. Like, I'll give you a prime example. I live in Manchester a long fucking time. There's a lot of kids on this housing estate that nobody gives a fuck about, or nobody gives a fuck about. And there's no resources around here for them. There's no funding, you know. So if there's no funding, they find a way. You know what I mean? They find a way. You know, but like I said, education is the one thing that's gonna fucking be your salvation. You know, I was a fucking idiot, a crash test dummy, class clown. You know, lost me education at 13, got thrown out of both schools. That's an achievement. I won the award for Thick Bastard of the Year. You know, and in the same year, I lost 2 friends. Well, maybe a year and a half after that, I lost 2 friends, you know, who were in the same school as me, Raymond Vickers and Key Collins. I seen him on the ground and his head was like a melon, you know, like when his head broke his fall. And I'm not joking you, one of me mates had fucking brain matter on his shoe and all, you know, and he tried to clean him up really nice. I went to see him in the funeral home in Massey's in Ballyfermot. You know, and it's like, it's different in Ireland. If you die in Ireland, you're in the ground in 3 days. In England, it's like 2 weeks. You know, and I've been to loads of fucking funerals. You know, but I made the decision in my life that I was gonna cut off everybody who's negative towards me, because I've worked too hard to let chancers try destabilize my channel. Here, out to the people that have to grow their channel on the back of someone else's channel. Now, I've no issue with, I'd say, 65% of the people I helped themselves in a way. But it's okay. I have a little circle. You know, I love Finn. It's like, I love Jono. I love Jordan. It's a shame he's not on. And Jay kind of betrayed me without him knowing. when you start going into Shadow Bacon's live and tagging me in that was your first fucking mistake, Jay. You know, and I wish you the best, lad. I hope your channel grows. But listen, he was convicted in the Dublin court of rape. Right? If you want it, it is what it is. I understand people grow the channel and what have you they want to do, but do it the right way. You know, like I said, it's like this has always been about growing an audience. You know, like a lot of people don't have much money nowadays, you know. So the way I seen it, I got my channel monetized. And in 3 weeks, I said to Lena, watch what I'm going to do to my channel. I crashed it. So I couldn't make money off YouTube. I could have. I've made 6,000 videos. You know, I think there's something wrong with me. You know, but like I said, I made a few friends like Pablo, Finn, Lee. It's like Chopper. You know, a lot of the people are gone. Like, there's loads of people that used to come in here in Ireland. They do everything money in England. They won't care. Well, bro, like I said, it's a mad system and it's a mad city that I live in because the dynamics aren't any different to Dublin. The only difference is they haven't got a massive dock here. Do you understand? Not like Liverpool. Once you control the docks, you own the city. And that's what I walked away from, like, you know, and I thank God every day I wake up, you know. Well, don't worry about it, bro. I'm not the shell in the box either, but I don't need to on condition and I'm regulated. Do you understand? It's like, if you're fixing engines for 40 years, yeah, no engine's gonna intimidate you, is it? You know, so you know, I just have this mindset, you know, and it's kept me alive, and you know, the last 5 weeks I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about my strength and my weaknesses. I know what my weakness is, and I need to work on that. But I also know what my strength is. No, bro, listen to me. To be no vroom, fucking vroom. Like, I was in an RS4 a couple of weeks ago. This lad, yeah, family member, yeah, and I'm not joking you, bro. He didn't even have to put his foot down, and then this dickhead next to him in a what was it? I don't know, just a normal Audi, and he fucking changed gear and flew past me people. I meant like that. So my man said, "Here, fuck this, drop gear, boom, wham!" Flew by him, meant like that. Look, fuck you. Some people dedicate their life to football, to snooker, to boxing, to golf, to rugby. All my life, I've been a big fan of fighting. And you can't give up the fight because that's what I'm saying. Mental health is one big fight. And it's a very lonely road, especially with proud men, because we don't want to admit that we're not solid, you know, and our arsenal can be pierced, you know. And I don't mean that in a gayist way. You know, I used to be racist and gayist. And if I have anything to say, I'll say it to your faces because I'm fucking stupid like that. But this country has been good to me, being England, Manchester, and it's learned me a lot. You know, it separated a lot of hate I had for the people who did fuck all on me. They don't make the decisions, the English people. And the way I see it, England and Ireland, what I don't care if it's badminton, squash, tug of war. As long as England are coming together, that's hope for the future. You know, we need to let the hatred stop, you know, and fuck the past. You know, nothing we can do about the past, but as leaders in our community, you know, or if you're a pillar of your society, or you help kids get funding, or you do this or you do that, it's for the community, you know, because a lot of these kids, anytime I go past them on the scooter, there's about 12 of them. Yes, Judy, good, bro. Can we make a video? I'm like, bro, fuck off. Make a video. I'm going home. It's freezing. You know, I see all your videos, bro. You need to let me in demand them fucking all this shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, you. I remember you when you were 3. You know, and I remember seeing you with a little Barbie. You know, honestly, I shut my man down in front of his mates. I said, here, hey, you forget I'm like your uncle. You know, I've watched you grow. I even seen you with Barbies as a kid. His mates ripped the bollocks out of him. I shouldn't have seen it. You know, he wasn't happy, you know, fuck you, bro. But yeah, I have to give it to Lisa, man. Nurse of the year. Florence Nightingale hasn't got a patch on her. I'm fucking telling you now. I don't know what to do without Lisa over the last 48 hours. I'm not even joking. I was supposed to go home today and I said, you know what? This is me home. Hey, Finn. And Finn, listen, I owe you an apology, bro. I need to start going into your fucking live. You know what I mean? It's like I don't. Like, if I go in and say it's a quick visit, I'll just say hello and then I'll fuck off. But see this flu, Finn, it's fucked me up. You know, and guys, if you're not sub to Finn's channel and Scott's channel, and Dublin John there, can you give them a sub? Finn's trying to get to his first 1,000. I can't. I'm looking forward to it, you know what I mean? Because it's an achievement. I won't be doing a live later. I'm going in there and I'm going to get on sofa mode. Finn, you know what? At 20 to 8 this morning, I woke up, right? Now, normally I wear cotton t-shirts, right? Because some of the meds that I'm on, they have side effects, and one of them is profusely sweating, right? As you probably know yourself, right? But I didn't put a cotton t-shirt on last night. I put like a bleeding silk one on, right? Just a fucking normal t-shirt, yeah? And I woke up this morning saturated, fucking like that, look. I went upstairs and I said, fuck this, I'm getting into bed. You know, Lisa's over that side, Tom's in the middle, I'm fucking here. I'm curled up like a fucking hedgehog. You know, but I just come on to do the live to say thanks to Lee for popping over yesterday. I'm giving you 15 days, and if you don't come to collect your glasses, I'm going to wear them. And I can't guarantee that there won't be any scratches on them. Now, as soon as he went, man, his glasses, he left them, you know what I mean? Ray, £300. You know, I'm not paying that for glasses, do you understand? We're working on it, bro. You know, like, I have to work myself, you know, and I know my strengths and my weaknesses. I've been in hospital 3 times because I'm psychotic, complex PTSD and survivor's guilt. And I'm on, like, you seen the meds I'm on. You know, like, when I trigger, bro, it's like a fucking tsunami. And it can take up to 24 hours for it to calm. Do you understand? And it's like, like I remember as a kid, man, I had therapy sessions as a kid. You know, I think it was twice a week I went to James's hospital. You know, I mean, a child psychology fucking team, fucking leaving lighters in the room where I was in boxes of matches, and I carried on lighting fires. They couldn't diagnose me until I got to being a man. You know, and it's like I've been misdiagnosed. You know, like one of the doctors said I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, and it's like, yeah, fuck you. You know what I mean? Look at your fucking head. That big carbuncle on it. You're not perfect. Ugh. Well, you're welcome, bro. And making content at the Etihad, bro. Listen, it's one of the safest places you can be in Manchester, right? Because it has more cameras than anywhere that I know. And next to it is Elon Musk's Telstar. And the security cameras they have, mate, it's just ridiculous. You know, they've got motion sensors and all on it. It's fucking nuts. It's like, but I like going over, interacting with fans. And if a fan punches me in the face, it's on camera. Then I'm going to get up off the floor and I'm going to fucking render him unconscious. You know, I've only ever had one incident. I didn't know, right? So one particular day, there was a lad that was at the passing away. I didn't know the lad died, right? And they were making a video outside the Etihad, you know, and I had no idea the geezer died, you know what I mean? And one looked at me and said, fuck off. So I'm thinking, I went, how you fuck off? I was with Lisa. You know, he said, you fucking what? I was like, mate, come over. You know, come over. We were about that much apart and Lisa got in between us. I was like, listen, dickhead, there's cameras all over this place. Come on to the estate and I'll beat your ass and you can beat your fam. Bring them with you, bro. You know, because you know when you cross that road, bro, that's my jungle and you're in it. And I'm going to maul you. Tomorrow, guys, I'm going to smash your boy. Yeah. I looked at him and I said, see you, I'll fucking... And only for Lisa, I think he'd have side bombing me, you know. So she come to me rescue, like Cinderella in a way. But, yeah, I'll be back on sometime tomorrow, mate. Honestly, Finn, I'm not joking you. On a 1 to 10, I'd say it's about a 7.5. You know, like last night, bro, I had to sleep on the sofa because I don't want to wake anybody up, you know, Finn. That was said in the comments that you looks like Han. Do a fuck. Hey, I can fight as good as him. Except for I'd no ambition. Lack of it. The Team U version. I loved Ricky Hatton, you know. That must have been a hard pill to swallow. Your dad taking his life. Do you know how lonely you have to be to contemplate doing that? Knowing that you have children. And if you do that here, you're going to be found hanging and one of your family members is going to find you. And if you don't, and the police get there, you're getting a knock on the door. A hat is going to come off and they're going to say, love, could we come in, please? No. Have you got a warrant? It's not that kind of sit down, love. It's really serious. They go in and they tell you that your son was found hung this morning. You know, and he was so troubled, you understand, and he had such a great sense of humour and, you know, and it's like, I remember watching his fights, you understand, I was a big fucking Ricky Hatton fan, you know, and that day I fell asleep, you know, and the Etihad was 5 minutes away and I missed it. I was fucking angry at myself. I woke up at 4 o'clock, man, and I don't sleep in the day. You know, but the last few weeks, man, I've been fucking rough. I'm just trying to deal with it. Like, you know, this flu's come out of nowhere. You know, like to the point, and I have COPD too. Do you understand? I'm fucked. You know. But anyway, guys, I'm going to fucking end this live. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. If you're not sub to Lee Marvin Hitchman, or if you've not bought his book, Born in Prison, consider it. Put it in someone's stocking filler, honestly. It's less than a tenner. And if you just want to know anything about medical cannabis, reach out to him there. See Aaron? You know, he's trying to build his channel. You know, he's very knowledgeable when it comes to cannabis. He knows more about it than I do. And I like to meet people at face value and look at them and shake their hand and read them and analyse them while I'm converting or whatever you call it. Do you understand? I'm very good at reading people. You know, it's just in me. I have that second sense or the sixth sense or whatever. Shout out to Bruce Willis. But yeah, Aaron there, like I said, he has 2 medical channels. Medical cannabis channels. Go over and check his channel out. And if you've not bought Lee Marvin Hitchman's book, Born in Prison, go do it. And I believe a little birdie told me that he's doing another one. Like I said, this guy's fucking story, man. I went to his book launch, yeah. I was there because he was my friend. I even got lost. And I was like, what am I going to do, man? He's going to think that I didn't fucking come and shit. And I got sent off. And I've lived in Manchester 32 years and I couldn't find this fucking place. But I ended up finding it, you know what I mean? I went in, Kira was there, Sean Atwood was there. There was a few people I got introduced to, you know, because it's all because of Lee. I got my teeth done. Do you understand? And I'm so grateful. And with gratitude, optimism is sustainable. You know, always don't give up the fight. Never give up hope. Listen, I was laying me back like a fucking chair, folded. Oil going all over me, in me isis, me nosis, me tosis. It was atrocious, and I'm not joking you, and I pissed on the devil. You know, God could have easily mangled me that night, and that'd have been me done, and he would have been picking pieces up of me for months. You know, that's going to have a serious effect on you, and according to the Mental Health Organization, 1 in 8 children go on to take their life who's a survivor of a parent to suicide. The World Mental Health Organization or Federation or whatever you call it. What I learned from it is 1 in 8 children whose mother or father took their life, they go on to take their life. And it's like a fucking butterfly effect. It's a chain reaction that can go generations. And you did that. You know, go and ask for fucking help. You know, tough guy. You know, go ask for fucking help. And do me a favour, yeah? When I end this live, Finn is probably going to go live. And if you're watching this now, this evening, tonight, if you've not subbed to Lee Marvin Hitchman or bought his book, or if you've not subbed to Aaron Aztec Media, do it. If you're not subbed to Finn's channel, can you do it? If you're not subbed to Pablo's channel, can you do it? You know, shout out to Chopper. I miss you, bro. Right, guys, that's me hour. I am out, and thanks very much for popping in. Bro, listen to me. Through me eyes, it's like I've seen a lot of fucked up shit, allegedly. You know, and it's sometimes it can be hard to talk about because it opens all wounds that you buried. You know, like your cat, if it dies, you'll bury it, won't you? You know, and I buried myself at 21, and I told God, listen, I need your help to change my life, so let's go to England. You know, and I said, how are you, Gavin? Right, guys, I have to go. Thanks very much for coming in. And I'll see you all tomorrow sometime. I'm fucking dying with the flu. I know it's only man flu, but if you had a feeling how wet I was this morning, me fucking t-shirt was soaking. Do you understand? The side of the bed that I was on, like some of the side effects of medication, you profusely sweat, especially with quetiapine and sertraline. You know, like I said, your brain releases endorphins, serotonin, and adrenaline. And if you mix drugs with that, you're on the gauntlet. You know, because all them little molecules in your brain are going to fucking get jammed, and you're going to have a fucking stroke or something. Right, I need to take a breath. Thanks for coming in. Jude McDonald is Anam Dum. Guramila Maha, good in you come. Chucky Arla, Erin Gabra, Oglan Erin, and shout out to my dad. Bukel, see the fuck she is. Cunis, down your veil. Guramila Maha, good. Jude McDonald's Anam Dum. Gonna talk to you. Hey, do you want it in Irish, English, French? No, French, sorry, Spanish. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Because I was supposed to move to Spain with some of my family, you know, and it didn't work out that way. But it's you know, when in Rome, as they say. And if I was in Rome, I'd be like, grazie, ciao bella. Here, I'm away, Mario, arrivederci. I'll see you tomorrow. We out. Ciao. Now.